We want to talk about something today, guys. I'd like to welcome you all to this new channel, new thing that we're doing. We want to talk about the real life problems, the real life things that are happening today. About battling depression, suicide.
Like we're in 2021.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Everyone at one point in their life, whichever country they were in the world, has gone through lockdown. It's pretty much imprisonment in your home.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a worldwide problem.
It is, and I think we need to speak about this comfortably.
Yeah. We've been hearing a lot lately from a lot of mates, a lot of people from all around the world. A lot of people are depressed. A lot of people can't talk about these problems, and it didn't hit me right up until I was depressed myself. Now, right here we've got Gokhan. He hasn't gone through this depression that I've gone through, and he's seen the whole process of it. We're going to talk about why he also hasn't gone through this depression, which is very, very strong, very deep, very spiritual. So these are the things that we want to discuss. So we're living in the same place, okay?
It's been about 4 months.
It's been about 4 months now. So he's come from overseas. He's my brother-in-law. He's come from Australia to Turkey, and he's currently staying with me. We eat the same. We train. We do everything.
Sleep in the same place.
Yeah.
We're pretty much doing everything.
Yeah.
But the problems that Dev's been going through, I've been witnessing it firsthand. And he's not the only one that has been. We've been seeing these little signs. A few friends have been giving us a call and sort of hinting similar situations that you've been going through. Remember, like you couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
And there was nights where he's gone like for a few weeks with only 2 hours sleep, 1 hour sleep. Like he'll sleep, wake up, sleep, and there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's just he just can't sleep. There's things on his mind. Every little noise he hears, he just wakes up and
sleep deprivation. Like I've been battling. Like each time I go to bed, okay, I'm just resting. There is no sleep whatsoever, and there's too much on the mind. There's depression. There's just so many things going on, and then I started having all of the my blood pressure started going up, and my heart started hurting, cramping, and I'm going, what's going on? Am I dying? And in the end, I had to speak up. I'm just curled up in my little corner, and I'm like, man, bro, help me. I don't know what's going on. I'm cramped up, and I feel like I can't breathe. I feel like I'm gonna die. I dread going to sleep every single day because I can't sleep. Even when I'm talking right now, I haven't battled it 100%, but I'm here to just share my experience with you guys. I'm getting better because I've been doing a few changes within my life, okay? And it's just, I'm starting to shake, and I'm going into sleep paralysis. And mind you guys, I don't drink, I don't smoke. I've got a very good diet. I'm more of I won't say vegan, but pescatarian, okay? I eat healthy, I look after myself. I train, I wake up early, I go for a swim. All the elements are in the right place. So why is this happening to me? So this is how it happened. I said, I'm going to go to the hospital, right? I thought maybe I've got sugar levels high or blood pressure, too much salt in my foods. Just, we're trying to eliminate every single problem and figure out what's going on. Why do I feel this way? Because I couldn't accept that I'm actually going through depression, okay? So we're sitting down at a restaurant, okay, eating, and I feel like I'm going to die. I'm like, okay, what's going on? I'm doing this. I'll ask for an aspirin because I feel like my blood's going thick and I just needed
to thin your blood.
Yeah. Something's not pumping right, you know what I mean? So they didn't have it, and I told them, I'll be back, I'm just going to go. So I jumped in the car, I'm blacking out. I went to the doctors, checked my blood, no sugar levels are fine. And then we checked the blood pressure. My heart blood pressure was high. So that's when we decided, I said, you know what, I'm going to go to a heart specialist. Jump on the ECG, jump on the treadmill. I've done all of the tests. Everything came back healthy. So if everything came back healthy, then this is a psychological thing that's going on. Okay? And there's definitely a war on humanity right now. Whether we like it or not, it's happening. This system right now, okay, is designed to break us. Isn't it so?
Definitely, yes. I mean, yeah, 100%. Like right now, you know, I've been here for 4 months, and I mean, I don't want to sound lucky, but as I left Australia, a few days later, Australia went into lockdown, and they've been in lockdown ever since. You know, I'm hearing friends, family, they've been at home. My kids are like, I just want to see a friend, mum, dad. I just want to go. Like, this is just kids speaking, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then you've got adults that are going through, you know, even more problems because they can't pay their bills, because they can't work, because they don't have to leave the house. All these problems, worldly problems, I call them. They're all worldly problems, right? I believe, you know, your health comes first. Look, it's very hard to say. It's easy to say on the tongue, but when you look at the problem, and you're like, you know, it's a worldly issue. I'm not working today. Or I can't work. Can't pay this bill. Who cares? I'm still alive. My wife and my kids are healthy. That's the main thing. So I always try to like look at a positive outcome.
Your blessings. You're counting your blessings.
I try to look at whatever negative there is in front of me, and I'm not trying to sound perfect. Please, I have problems. I fall. Believe me, I fall. But what I believe in is when I fall, I have to connect myself to a channel. Whatever that channel is. My channel is my religion. You know, I'm Muslim, alhamdulillah, and I try to connect with my Creator every time I fall. And I fall all the time. You know, everyone's gonna fall one time in their life. You know, it's part of life. And when I fall, I get up, I connect with my Creator with whatever I do, whether it's my 5 daily prayers, whether I read a bit of Quran, whether I give, you know, good deeds or whatever it may be. And that keeps, you know, thanking my Creator for having a healthy body is one of the most important things I believe. Like, you know, the health that we've got right now, I can see. You know, there's so many people out there that can't see.
Exactly.
I can hear. Take my ears off and don't hear for one day. Do you know what will happen to you?
Exactly.
Don't worry about the job that you lost. Don't worry about the, you know, lockdown. You can't hear. Look, there's always worse out there. You know?
So we have everything, right? Like this, I'm talking about the majority, which we can use this, and you know, all this. The people that are less fortunate, that don't have the hearing or the eyesight that we do, what are they going through? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at our issues. Like this depression thing that's happening all around the world. Okay, it's the rich, it's the poor, it's everything. There is no level or status. I've got a mate that's super rich and he's going through the worst depression ever. He wants to kill himself. Yeah, he's thinking of suicide, and I'm just going, what the hell's going on here? How are you even thinking that? You can't think that. Like, there's so many things going on in your life. You know what I mean? Like, I'm more on the spiritual path. Yes, I've fell off my spiritual journey. It's been rocky lately. I've been very busy, just, you know, just getting into businesses and trying to make things work during this, you know, these tough times. I'm trying to make ends meet. You know, I've got the dogs that I'm looking after, which earths me, which really brings me back to life. I've got good things happening. I can't actually complain. But this thing is, it's internal. You know, it's happening internal, and it's killing me from the inside. So, like, just for the past 2-3 days, okay, like just yesterday, you don't know this, I was looking at the mirror. Now, you can see all your faults in the mirror, yeah? Oh, I've got a little bit of fat here and whatever. You know, this could be better, my hair could be better, whatever. For the first time, a few days ago, I looked in the mirror and I said, you know what? You are perfect, man. Like, if I was playing a video game, okay, and I had to pick a character, I'd pick me. You know what I mean? I'd pick me. I looked at myself and I was like, I want to be this character. I'm this character because I want to be this character. I'm in this body.
It's good to love yourself, you know what I mean? Like, it's good to be happy with, it's good to be happy with what you look like, not, I want to look like A, B, and C, or her.
Exactly.
Look, be satisfied with what you got, and you know, if that's what you got, that's what you got. You know.
Exactly. Social media has torn us apart. You know what I mean? Like, they're showing the perfect person. What is the perfect person to the eye? You know what I mean? Like, who and what is the perfect person? Do you know what I mean? What is the perfect weight? What is the perfect anything? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. To yourself, you are perfect, man. Just look at yourself in the freaking mirror and just go, this is it. I'm here, I'm this, my nose is this, my eyes are this, my skin, everything is this, because this is the way it's meant to be. Not, why did God create me like this? Why did my creator create me this way? No. This is why. Because this is perfect. Do you know what I mean? This is your reality, this is your world. And it can't be better in any other way. The blessings and the curses, like whatever you want to call it.
Everyone's world, like you said, this is your world. Everyone's world comes with challenges. Like, I don't care who you are, whatever you are, multi-millionaire, poor, whatever it is, you're gonna have problems. I believe in this world is like, it's the lowest. You know,
yeah.
You can't find happiness here. You can find temporary happiness. You know, oh, I bought this phone. You know, a couple of years later, a new one comes out.
Yeah.
It's not as good as.
We're chasing something.
Yeah, always. When you're chasing worldly stuff, like worldly matters, it's always upgradable and it's never 100% satisfiable.
Yeah.
I like to channel myself into, like I said, religion. And this is not a religious talk, so everyone can channel themselves into anything, like anything else.
Like me,
it could be a hobby. It could be spiritually.
Spirituality, yeah. Like, I haven't found
something that doesn't upgrade.
Yeah, I haven't actually found, like I read a bit of the Bible, I've read the Quran, not all of it, but you know, I'm reading things and I'm just taking dibs and dabs and you know, I'm trying to find what fits for me. I don't have to go to a certain label and go, that's me. No, I'm just, you know, I'm tuning in. It's like, okay, you're tuning into your car's radio station, 96.1 or 104.1 or whatever it is. You're tuning in to a satellite that's giving you the same signal and it works. But as soon as you get out of the area, the frequency, it starts, you know, distorting and the channel doesn't work properly. I am trying to tune in with whatever my channel is, you know what I mean? And this can change, it can vary, it can be anything, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a certain label of I'm this or I'm that, or I'm a vegan, or I'm a meat eater, or do you know what I mean? None of this stuff. You let it all go. You gotta let yourself free from all these labels and from all these, you know, these things on the Instagram. This is what I do. This is what I am. You know, like I try to keep it basic and simple. Like I don't try to live up to an expectation. I don't write there I'm vegan because then I've got to always live up to a certain label that I've just limited myself to. You know, and that's stress. That's extra stress on the body. Do you know what I mean? So these things, we need to free up the stress. Now, I started doing a few things differently lately. I started praying with him. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just doing the actions with him, you know. I've never, like my house, I grew up in Australia, my house, right across it, there was a church. And the area I grew up in Australia, there was like no mosques, there was like nothing. You know, I didn't grow up in a Turkish community like Gökhan did. And I was away from all of that, so I never really got the foundation of, you know, Turkey's religion and all that sort of stuff. So, like I said, everybody's thing's different. You can find your, peace through Jesus. You can find your peace through whoever you want, Buddha, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, guys. What the point of the matter is right now is, okay, what are we going to do? Okay, how can we overcome this depression, this problem, and this, how can we get rid of this thing that's, you know, just pressing down on us? Like when I talk to these people, like I'm asking them, what's the solution? And they're saying death. You know, like one of the guys that's working with me, you know, I heard him say the other day, I think I'll end up dying from suicide. You know, like I just looked at him and I thought it was a joke, but it's no joke. And someone's got to speak up, man.
Willing to say that is a big thing, and that you touch on a good point there. It's when there is a situation, there's a problem. You know, like I had a colleague of mine that was a very good person, man. Like you could not spot a fault in this bloke. Humble, quiet, kept to himself. You'd never think he's gone through a problem. You'd never think. And the office that I work in, we're like a family. You know what I mean? And if any of us sensed a little bit of he's going through some problems, you know, he actually committed suicide. God bless his soul. And what I'm trying to say is, if we like sensed a little bit of a problem, or you know, he's upset, which he hit it really well, you know.
Yeah.
But if we sensed a little bit of a
You would have done something.
we would have all helped. Like we're a family where I work, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to say is, if he just spoke, you know, so my only advice to anyone out there that's maybe going through any problems, you know, it's not, don't feel shy or don't be like, oh, he or she's going to think I'm weird or I'm stupid or how can I say that? No, just say it. But you got to say it to the right person, but right? You can't go, you got to pick the person you say it to.
You got to speak up.
Yeah,
like, look,
100%.
okay, ego, okay? I've always, before years ago, when I used to hear someone going through depression, my ego, I used to turn around and say, depression, how do you even go through that? Everything's in the mind, you can battle it in the mind, you know? Because I never actually went through it, I couldn't understand people going through it, you know what I mean? And now, I'm like, shit.
This is it.
I've fallen in this hole. The thing that I said that will never happen to me, happened.
Yeah,
and
I seen, I'm cutting you off, sorry, but I seen Dev deteriorate every day. From the first day I was here, I'm like, something's wrong with him.
Yeah.
Something's wrong with him. And I'm slowly asking little questions. I don't want to really, you know, put him under the pump. And I know there's a problem. And his first thing that I picked up on was he said, I can't sleep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do you mean? Explain it. And he's like, bro, I'm like, I'll sleep for 40 minutes and then I'll hear something and I'll wake up. So then I'll put earplugs and then he's like, I hear my own heartbeat and I wake up. And he's like, am I going crazy? And he's like, I hear you go to the toilet and I wake up. And he's like, every couple of hours I'm waking up. And this is not only one night. This is like months. Yeah. Months. And then that sleepless night problem, the sleep problem, it links onto health issues, links onto psychological issues. So like, you know,
lack of sleep leads to deterioration, depression, everything. Nothing will work out for you. You know, like, the first things first, we need to eliminate what the problems are in our life temporarily, just for that moment if we're going through this depression.
Let's use the word not eliminate because you won't be able to eliminate it, right?
No, at that moment, but
what word I like to use is distract my mind with something else. Like that problem's there, it's not eliminated, it's still there. So I'm distracting my mind with, like in my case, my channel is religion. So I start doing things, saying things, I start thanking my creator from the toes that I've got. And I start imagining every organ, every blood stream, every blood vessel, every connection, ligament, muscle. I start thanking him for these functions that are functioning normally, you know, in my life. And then I work my way to my organs, my heart, my lung. Thank you for, you know, letting my heart pump today. And by the time I get to my brain, I'm sleepy. You know what I mean? Because I just dwell on so much positive that's happening in my life. The negative just gets eliminated. That's my channel.
See, that's the way I tried that. It didn't, like, it would work for some, it won't work for others. Yeah. So now, what have I been doing? So I've started to say to myself, okay, well, obviously we always say we come first, you know, but how do we actually come first? What do we need to do to come first in our life? All right, you got jobs, you got this, you got that. Maybe you lost your job, maybe you're financially doing tough. Whatever it is, okay. You need to really sit down and go, okay, what am I doing? Do I actually love myself? Okay? We are not taught to love ourselves. We're not. We're taught to be apart from ourselves.
We're taught to look on the other side of the fence to see how green the grass is on the other side. Look at your own grass.
We're taught to love. We're attached to our phones, our shoes, our clothes. We're in love, we're connected to all these materialistic things, but we're disconnected from ourselves, okay?
Yeah, 100%.
So, take everything off, go in the shower, okay? Go on your knees and just sit there and let the water run on you and be bare. You've got nothing on you, you know what I mean? Like, just go back to basics. Do you know what I mean? None of this stuff owns us. We own that. We own our cars, we own our phones, we own our clothes. They don't own us. Okay, they never did, and we should stop acting like they own us, like they're controlling our lives. And once we detach from all this crazy stuff in this crazy society, crazy time and world that we're living in, we go back to basics, okay? And we can start appreciating little things like right now, like, okay, perfect example. I live in a town. There's no clubs, there's no bars, there's no shopping centers, nothing. I'm content. I can look at 2 ants walking along and that will excite me and go, wow, that's crazy, man. Look at those ants. They're actually, there's a story behind it.
Not much,
you know?
Not much happens yet.
Yeah, I don't need an entertainment, an outsourced entertainment to make me happy or, you know, to excite me. I don't need a clown to, you know, play games and that to excite me or whatever. You got to go back to basics, strip everything apart. Think of yourself in a jail cell, because that's what they're doing to us right now, right? So you got to actually be happy in those 4 walls and concrete ceiling. If you can be happy in there, if you can mentally free yourself and be happy in that situation, then I believe, you know, you've got a higher chance at winning, okay? This anxiety, this depression, or whatever it is that we're, you know, however we can actually win this situation. All right, maybe we can beat it right now. Maybe it will come back. Maybe it will come back a year later, 2 years later. Maybe, you know, maybe it's temporary. Maybe you'll get this depression once a week, maybe twice a week. Whatever it is, the moment of the matter is right now. You know, feeling good right now, going through a happy stage right now, not yesterday. Yesterday's the past. Okay, tomorrow is the future, and right now is present. You know what I mean? Right now is present.
Just think about it now. The thing is, when you start worrying about what's gonna happen, which it hasn't happened yet, you know, that's anxiety. Like, yeah, it hasn't happened. Relax, chill out. Do you know what I mean? And the things that happened. Learn from it. It didn't break you. If it did, get up and get stronger, so it doesn't break you again. You know what I mean? So like, just live the present moment. Obviously, you gotta make plans and you gotta have goals in life, right? But you can't let that control you to the point where you're actually thinking about it 24/7. You know, I see all these people that love their work, which is great. You know, I love working too. But man, when I shut down, I know how to shut down. That's it. Work is no longer connected to me. You know, like I probably have a problem with people that connect, like, you know, the workaholic type people. I'm probably like a gymaholic, and I know that. So when we had lockdown and I couldn't go to the gym for like a week, man, I was going for depression there.
Yeah, 'cause that's like a meditation. That's
it is
releasing all that negative energy.
100%. So I took matters into my own hand. I started doing things around the house, exercises. Didn't need the gym, but push-ups, sit-ups, whatever I went, because the gyms were closed. So I just took advantage of whatever environment I was in, and I did whatever I could. I was trying to survive, you know. But every situation is different. Obviously, we don't know what, you know, everyone's going through. There's people out there that are going through a lot of tough things, but, you know.
I'll tell you some of the things that I was doing as well. I think, you know, I'll just, you know, speak up. So, you know, maybe even if one little thing of what we say here helps one person, that's success for me. You know, that is like we've achieved something. You know, this is about reaching out to people, touching people. Because people are at home now and they're on their laptop or their TV, computer, whatever, and they're just, you know, they need something rather than just watching Netflix or all that sort of rubbish. Sorry for rubbishing those certain shows, but you know what I mean? I'm talking the truth here. So there are educational things, documentaries and that as well, but anyway.
A little bit of everything's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you don't overdo those type of channels, it's fine.
Yeah.
You can watch a movie here and there, no problem, but, you know, keep going.
Look, okay, they've taught us that we need shoes, okay? They've taught us that we need all of these things. We actually don't. What I'm trying to get at is this. Now, shoes. Shoes are plastic, rubber, okay? They detach us from earth, from where we've come from, okay? Now, all day, every day, we've got shoes on, you know what I mean? And when we take our shoes off, it's either in our house with tiles that are on top of concrete, so we're never really releasing that negative energy from us. We're constantly just holding this negative energy within our bodies, okay? And we can't let it go. We can't release it. The only way we release it is by passing it on to each other. And the negativity just keeps staying there. Positive energy flows. Negative energy, you need to earth it out, okay? You need to earth it out, whether it's on the soil, whether you pray, whether you meditate. There needs to be a way of life. We are electricity, guys. We are made out of electricity, okay? There's positive, there's negative energy within us. You know, people can pass it on, their negative stuff. That's why when people talk about their negative problems, you grab it and then it's just like, oh, you know, what was that? Do you know what I'm trying to say? And then you're like, why do I feel so shit? It's like going into a room that's positive and then you going in there and ruining the mood. Your negative energy can impact that whole room and bring everybody down. So energy is real, right? There's no denying that. Now, we need to somehow get rid of this, all right? Earth ourselves, however you want to do it, you know? Mine is soil. Go back to the roots. Trees. Trees have roots that go into the soil, underground. And then they've got roots that go up into the air, which are antennas, which are positive energy. Then you've got the negative. You got, you know, like a tree is like a for me, it's like a satellite. You know, it's an antenna. It's got like our hair, you know, like we've got antennas. These are like antennas, you know what I mean? Like we are so, like we are the same. Like it's like, however a tree is, we're like that too. You know what I mean? There's so many similarities. So that's what that's how, what can I say?
No, well, like, the thing is that you're right, 100%, earthing yourself is 100% correct. Like, and I read somewhere as well, I didn't know this when I was praying, but Muslims, when we pray, I'm apologizing if I'm always linking this to religion. It's not a religious talk, but just because I want to explain my experience, that's why I'm always linking everything to my religion. But like you said, when you earth yourself, I read somewhere or was listening to some podcast or whatever it may be at that time, I can't remember. But when we pray Muslims 5 times, there's a position where we put our forehead, our forehead on the ground, and then we go back up and there's other positions. But that position where you put your forehead on the ground apparently is the most effective to release a negative energy, because your forehead is like where it keeps most of the energy, right? Because your brain's there.
Yeah, yeah.
And when you put your forehead, especially on the ground, like soil, grass, like marble, something that's
you're
made
submitting to your creator. It's like,
exactly.
Yeah,
that's exactly
you're
right.
submitting.
There's nothing.
There's no ego there. You're releasing all of that energy.
Exactly.
You know?
Releasing energy is 100%. 100%. I agree on that. So how do you want to do it? Whether it's just bare feet on the floor.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a more. They call me hippie, spirituality. You know what I mean? They've got everyone's got their thing. So what what you're doing works for you. So basically, I'm looking at it and I'm going, wow, like whatever you're doing is working. You know what I mean? Like do what works for you, whatever it could be. Okay, but what we want to do is, what I also want to do is, I don't want this to end here. So if this has helped people, if we have reached out to people, we can continue doing these talks. I want to invite different people on the show, on this show or podcast, whatever you want to call it. We don't even know what it is. I just sat there and said, look, bro, we've got to do this. We've got to, you know, speak our thoughts, because
there was like when you went through what you went through, and then he sort of realized, hey, look, okay, I've got a problem. That's the first step of fixing yourself from that problem, right? So like when you realize that, then he thought, you know, Dev goes, you know what, man, let's just do a podcast but let's just speak. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter even if it hits one person's heart and changes them. We've done our job. Thank you very much. That's it. And we're not trying to say we're perfect. Tomorrow I might fall. You know, I might need someone's help. You know, like
exactly.
So we're not all perfect here, but our main purpose of doing this is just to reach out and get people to speak. Whatever's on your mind. If there's a problem, speak. Communication is one of the most best like formulas to fix like anxiety, psychological issues. You know, surrounding yourself with positive people, you know, like believers and stuff like that. You know, you just speak. You can also speak to people that are negative, and they'll bring you even worse off than where you were.
Or maybe you can bring them up.
Yeah, so exactly. But you gotta surround yourself with loved ones, family. You know, people that really care about you. And you know, another thing I want to touch on is like, if you need to cry. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with crying. You know, we live in this society where man, what are you gonna do? You can't cry. Cry. Like the emotion's there for a reason. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean you're gonna go start crying every single day.
Yeah.
But if you need to cry and you're in that mode where, you know, this is it, the environment is perfect and I've got to release this, release it. Whatever it is, it's a really good feeling, you know. So just whatever it is, all those human emotions, let them out. Laughing is another good emotion. Yeah,
it could be tears of joy.
Yeah.
It could be tears of just releasing emotions. You know,
doesn't even have to be crying all the time. It could be like laughing as well as a good emotion. You know, like my dad laughs a lot. Everyone knows that, you know, and that's why I think, you know, thank God he looks young, you know, very young. I believe it's linked to, he's always laughing, you know, whatever it is, and I like that character of him. I like that, and I think I laugh a lot too.
See, but
you know what I mean?
that's a good point we need to touch on as well. Some of these people that are laughing, there's something behind that laugh. Like, for instance, Robbie Williams, Heath Ledger, these guys, they've committed.
Oh yeah, there's that type of laugh.
You know what I mean?
You gotta genuinely mean the laugh,
yeah,
like, pure, not an evil laugh.
That's what I'm saying. Putting on a show as well is not right. You got to like.
It's got to come from the heart.
It's got to come from the heart. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
100%.
Your emotions got to come from the heart. And look, I hope we can wrap this up and touch people. We decided to do this as well because of the platform that I've got, the devnaz. It's got a lot of followers, a lot of subscribers, our YouTube channel, our Instagram, and all that. And I thought, you know what? Maybe we can just spread this out and do something. You know what I mean? So,
thank you very much for listening, guys.
yeah, guys. Thanks for watching, and hopefully we can continue this, and maybe we can interact with people that are going through depression. If we do touch and hit enough people, and maybe we can we'll work on it, personally as well, and do live talks. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, look, it was alright, yeah.
I reckon it was perfect.